We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, everybody out there. It's the Negroraguan Podcast coming at you.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, though. You know what I'm saying?
And I noticed it at first, but I was like, okay, maybe that's just no big deal, whatever.
And I get that part too, but hey, we still calling it that part. Take ownership of that shit. Go get help and seek help for that shit and kind of correct your
They're politicking, rapping, shooting the breeze, trying to holler at a name. Hope get something together for the weekend, whatever.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
It would be the volume of the conversations, though. It would be, voices. You know what I'm saying? We get up in there and we just start doing us.
Just loud. Niggas just loud.
Who practice racism are bereft. There is something distorted about the psyche. It's a huge waste, and it's a corruption and a distortion. It's a profound neurosis that nobody examines for what it is. It feels crazy. It is crazy. And it has just as much of a deleterious effect on white people, and possibly equal as it does black people. I always knew that I had the moral high ground all my life. I always thought those people who said I couldn't come in the drugstore and I had to sit in these funny places, I couldn't go in the bar.
Superior to them
I
from
did.
day one.
And I thought they knew that I knew that they were inferior to me morally. I always thought that. And my parents always thought that.
You said your father was racist because he always felt like he was superior.
That's right. He always felt superior. And that was a form, of defensive racism. But if the racist white person, I don't mean the person who is examining his consciousness and so on, doesn't understand that he or she is also a race, it's also constructed, it's also made, and it also has some kind of serviceability. But when you take it away, I take your race away. And there you are, all strung out. And all you got is your little self. And what is that? What are you without racism? Are you any good? Are you still strong? Still smart? You still like yourself? I mean, these are the questions. It's part of it is, yes, the victim, how terrible it has been for black people.
You don't like that.
I'm not a victim. I refuse to be one.
And the victim is the other person who is morally inferior. And
That's a serious question.
To
of course.
Racism
if you have to hold,
for his or her own self-esteem and definition.
If you can only be tall because somebody's on their knees, then you have a serious problem. And my feeling is white people have a very, very serious problem. And they should start thinking about what they can do about it.
Hey, what's going on out there in the Negroraguan Podcast, I-70 Connect. It's Skeleton Crew today. KC Stork, Joe Jeff in the house. Everybody abandoning us. They out living their best lives while we in here putting in the work for the people.
That's all right, man. We got broad shoulders.
Broad shoulders, dog.
Carry the load.
Call me Atlas.
Put it on my back. Put it up here on my back.
Put on my back, nigga.
I got this.
Oh man, Toni Morris, man, she's just it's one of those people when you hear her talk, man, it's just she puts something on your mind, and that's a very good video, very good. Her and was that Charlie Rose, yeah. So yeah. As always, and I say it every show, we put the links in the show notes for a reason. So not only are you hearing what we're playing, but I need you to look and see the intensity and how she feels about her words. There's a lot to be said about that. So anyway, man, We back in the house. Another week down. How you been doing, man?
Oh, got a little bit of traveling in.
Ooh.
A little bit of traveling. A little hop to the Bay.
Ooh, the Bay.
The Bay Area. You know what I'm saying?
Was you out there for Aisha's Curry opening up her restaurant?
Nah, I ain't get over to Aisha. You know, we gonna do that next time.
We'll do that next time.
I think. Hey man, what I did. Okay, so I went to an A's game.
Okay. I remember the picture in the chat group.
Right. Kind of drove around and I was checking out little landmarks of where the Black Panthers were kind of operating.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So I was kind of doing my own little self-guided tour, and saw the church where they had started the breakfast program.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're still they changed the name of the church since then, I guess. It looks really run down. You can still see like a playground in the back, but it looks like ain't nobody been there in years.
Right.
But there's still like signage up for a breakfast program. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And so I can put those pictures up in the chat group too. But so I mean, but yeah, it looks like it's been abandoned. So and there's no real, like I said, there's evidence of a breakfast program that had gone on recently,
mm-hmm.
but it doesn't really connect to the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
so
sad.
Then I went.
That's sad. I mean, it's a little sad.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'm a little upset about that, but I saw somebody walking by. He paused. He took a look in. I mean, he must have been a local. I don't know. He was on foot.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like he reflected for a second and kept it moving. But, like, you know, there's nothing up to commemorate it. And I'm like, all right, well, okay. So then I try to find where they put the stop sign up. And it just looked like a random-ass intersection.
Right.
It didn't appear to be anything special, but it was a couple blocks away from where they had their first office. And so their office is no longer, obviously, you know, the party is no longer in operation.
Correct.
But apparently they had like
Black Panthers though.
I mean, you know, it's still. I mean, I don't know if it's still an organized political entity. I think there's a mythology to it.
Yeah.
There's Wakanda going on.
Because I remember when the new Black Panthers came out when that was that Barack Obama. When the new Black Panthers were...
I was reading online that there was like a reincarnation in like the early 90s of them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I think people, you know, we harken back to that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think they had, like the OG, like people who would adhere to the OG Black Panthers had beef with the new Black Panthers because they were just on some straight, like, just fuck whitey shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, and yeah, I took a little time out my day to read the 10-point program, and I had to pull it back up. But you know, I think it was very relevant to some of the things we're going on today, and there were some things that might have been a little bit extreme, but I mean, to me, it seemed to be common sense stuff. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, like I say, 8 out of the 10 of them seem to be pretty much we want education.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We want to end the police violence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want to have good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There only might have been like 2 that were, you know, maybe extreme in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so with all that being said, I mean, you know, it's cool. So anyway, the office that they operated out of is no longer, you know what I'm saying, obviously for them. They had 4 offices, apparently, in Oakland. And so the place that occupied it is now a bakery. Yeah, so I kind of took a picture out from there. Just so happened, I didn't, you know, when I decided to go to Oakland, I just happened to have on my Huey Newton shirt. You know,
you just so happened. It just so happened that you packed it?
No, I was wearing it. I just jumped on a plane. I get free tickets. My wife works for Southwest.
Uh-huh.
And so my guy called me up and said, "Hey man, you still coming out to the Bay with me?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot. Let me look at the flights." And just kind of jumped on a plane. Just so happened to have my Huey P shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
Just so happened.
Just so happened. And so I took it with me. It was the next day, so I took it with me and tried to get like a little selfie of me wearing my Huey P in front of the bakery. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw the bakery, and I was like, "Damn, that's a black-owned business."
Mm-hmm.
In a place where the Black Panthers wanted to start black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Because that was another one of the 10 points.
Nice.
And so I was like, man, let me go ahead and break a little bread and pick up a few baked goods up on the place here. You know what I'm saying? They had like a little mural of Huey. It was like little articles, but it was kind of, they were all put together, and there was like a little die on it, like a little kind of a watermark on them. Like when you put like 10 articles together, it made the face of Huey. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And so I got a picture of that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the one place where I saw some commemoration of the movement as a landmark. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I would have liked to see it a little bit more. And, there were a few more places on that I could have went to.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of got a little short on time. But so I did that in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day went to San Fran. I found out as I was flying back in the in-flight movie that there was a scene from Ant-Man where they were walking right by the place where I parked. So I was like, damn, I was just right there.
That's like sometimes when I see these shows and movies like the latest Spider-Man, me and Lady Lavender went to go peep that, and she's like, oh yeah, because they had the closing scene. They're like outside of I forget what building they're outside of. She's like, oh yeah, that's where I took you, and I'm like, oh damn, I was right there, wasn't I? It's trippy. It's trippy.
Yeah, it was the wharf. I basically went there, got like a little clam chowder, rented a bike, rode it to the Golden State and back.
And how was the clam chowder?
Golden Gate Bridge and back. But like the scene in the movie, he comes out from behind this building and starts walking towards the wharf.
Uh-huh.
And it's like one of the bad guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, damn, that fucking garage door was open, and there was a nigga, he was nailing on something when I walked by it. I was saying, this is 2 spots down from what nigga, that's the meter I was fucking putting money in.
I seen it. Hey, now hold on. Now, how was the clam chowder, though?
Yeah, she was hot. They put it in a sourdough bread bowl. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't clam. It was they had clam chowder. What I actually had was crab chowder.
Oh, I remember. You were up on the East Coast, then you went to Maine, and you showed us a picture of like a lobster roll.
Oh man, they had fucking lobster rolls, nigga. I was like, nigga, I was so disappointed. They had them there too. I didn't get one in San Fran because I think I was probably still traumatized from Maine.
Hey dog, that looked like that fake imitation crab meat they be having at Walmart, dog, on like some Hawaiian roll, dog. I was mad for you. I was like, that's it?
Nigga, if it had been a Hawaiian roll, it probably would have been straight, nigga. It was just the fucking whitest shit I've ever seen.
Oh man, I was like, oh.
I was like, they had this fucking boiled ass lobster, nigga. No, they ain't putting out a pinch of salt, not a pepper on it.
No Zatarans, nothing.
Nothing, nigga.
Nothing.
I was like, put some Old Bay on that bitch or something.
Old Bay. Ain't this supposed to be the home for this?
And then they go put on like a bed of lettuce and shit. And
I remember that picture, dog.
Hoagie roll and squirt that bitch with mayonnaise. I was like, come on, man.
I thought you was in prison, dog. I thought it was your last meal. That's what it looked like.
Hey, it was my last meal up there. I was like, fuck this. Nah, hell nah. Nigga, I put fucking mayonnaise on fucking bologna. I'm not supposed to do this shit on lobster, nigga. I was supposed to have some like aioli reduction, you know what I'm saying? Some butter sauce or something, nigga. Not no fucking mayonnaise, man. Come on.
Shit, now that shit. I was like, what you? I said, I think me and James like, where you at, nigga? What is this?
Nah, so they put a little spice up in the crab chowder, man. That shit was cool in the sourdough bowl. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
In the home with sourdough. So.
But nice. It's like you had a fun week.
Yeah, it was all good.
Yeah.
Not bad. You know what I'm saying? I heard you had a fun week too, man.
Just getting, doing my usual, getting kicked off of Twitter. That kind of thing, dog.
Nigga,
outside of that, I mean, and then kind of mad. I mean, we talked about the homie TT on the last show. Kind of upset with him, but not. I mean, but in hindsight, like we were supposed to be moving, getting the keys to our new place today, but then TT hit us up like 2 days ago and said like the AC is not functioning at the maximum output, whatever. So they gonna fix all that, or either get a new unit for us. So, I mean, it's bittersweet. We really, this is. Me and Lady Lavender's be our first adventure as far as like living together and all that stuff. So we were looking forward to that. So yeah. But anyway, that's the good news. Just pissing off black conservatives, I guess, and getting kicked off Twitter.
Nigga, that fucking GIF. That GIF for
Hey.
that GIF I put up there when you got blocked, nigga.
Was that Matumbo?
It had to be Manu Bowl or somebody. I hear wiping little 5-year-old boys.
So hold on, man.
Jump shots and smashing them bitches to the fucking bleachers.
So hold on. I mean, it is perfect though, because like this tweet and the madness that it probably all feeds from, kind of like feeds our show. It's gonna be an all racism show, I guess. But this
it was all racism week.
All racism week, dog. Brought to us by our fucking president, Brandon Tatum, at the Officer Tatum. So I guess was it Brandon Tatum, official Twitter page, founder CEO of Officer Tatum LLC, co-founder of #Blexit, ex-police officer, father, man of God. I guess. So, like, I'm just doing my usual Twitter, scrolls at work. And my man K-Bass from High Five Starter podcast, shout out to them. He posted this tweet, and this motherfucker says, and this is a black dude, this is a brother, says, boy, these Democrats are trying every snake oil salesman pitch in the book. They hated John McCain, called him a racist. Now he is a hero to oppose Trump. I mean, he dead, so I don't. How's he a hero to? Okay, whatever. I voted for McCain for senator. I don't believe he was half the man Trump is. He was not loyal. Did not keep his promises. I don't know why this nigga tweet like Trump do, but he tweet like Trump do. So, like, and we've spoken about John McCain on the show before. Like, as a politically, didn't really care much for John McCain. Didn't really care much, And this goes back to the days when he was his young senator for Arizona and voted against MLK Day being, not presented. What's the word?
Canonized,
whatever. And then people always say, well, they changed it. It wasn't until the NFL said we're not going to bring the Super Bowl there that they changed it. People forget that little known fact. That was the big push. So, yeah. So a lot of, and everybody has a suspect past, whatever. We all have, when I'm 50, 60 years old, if every misdeed or how I treated women or whatever it comes to court or to be held against me, yeah, we all have shit-stained draws when it comes to that. But for you to say that a man who was a POW, who gave some of his body up for this country. Literally, his arms were fucked up because of the abuse he suffered while being a prisoner of war. You're saying that he's half the man that a man who had several deferments due to quote-unquote bone spurs. I got a problem with you, dog. And there's an old, we always joke around like, amongst service members, like I give the Air Force crap, they give me crap, we give the Marines crap, give the Navy crap, but you ain't gonna talk bad about us if you ain't never did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can talk bad about my sibling.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna say. Yeah, you ain't gonna. You ain't about to say nothing. So I'm like, but you as a police officer, it's the most dangerous job in America. Let everyone tell it. But you really gonna sit here and say that with your chest?
Yeah.
So
he's a jerk.
Damn, you know what? Damn it. You know what? I forgot to pull up what I said. So anyway, damn it, I forgot to pull up what I said to this man.
That's probably what.
That's the
we had on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm about to go to Facebook where I posted this. Oh man, it's been one of them weeks. Anyway, hold on, let me scroll here. Ooh, and of course the internet decided to act stupid. Yeah, so I see this tweet, and in response, I put, "Wait, this coon said that a war vet, a POW." was not half the man Big Orange was. This nigga a bot. Within, I guess,
Russian bot out here.
A Russian bot. The next day, I was suspended from Twitter for the second time. And it just, I don't know that. I don't understand their policies. I don't get it. Because I see people on there all the time, especially like white supremacists, saying the most crazy, the most vile shit.
That's because we don't want to call the police, man. That's the problem. Nigga, we just let them run up in the apartment. Nigga, we ain't gonna stop them at the door.
Wow, you bringing up old shit from last week. I wish Ada was on here because
I'm sending shots at Ada.
Pow, pow, pow. We just let them come in. We just let them come in and do whatever they want.
They just walk up in the building, just kick in doors. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But they calling on us though.
They calling on it. That man, Brandon Tatum. He called the police. Well, I guess he is the police. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know. So, if he's from Los Angeles, California, what's the hashtag? Why he fucking with Blexit? Ain't that the European whatever? Oh, no. Blexit is the black exit from the Democratic Party. No, my bad.
Blexit, yeah. Blexit was a old girl. Old bitch. Candace.
Nigga said old bitch.
Owens, isn't it? I would get her name mixed up.
That's your boo, dog. That's your boo.
Yeah, we got a love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Like, just a lot of hate. Not a lot of love.
I love to hate her.
Yeah, maybe one day y'all fall in love. You can help her get her hair did right.
That's a no-go.
Yeah. So anyway, man. So yeah, outside of getting banned from Twitter, man, just living life, taking care of kids. Real excited about school about to start, which means football's about to start for my twins. So really excited to see these. Of course, the classroom, that goes without saying, because anything less than the B, that's gonna be playing on sports. I already know what it is, but just real excited to see the hard work they've been putting out the entire summer. They've been getting some rep. I mean, they're freshmen. They'll be freshmen this year, and they'll be getting some reps with JV and the varsity at receiver. So just excited to see that. My daughter, so Z, I told y'all she was out of town up in Nebraska for a medical internship. So she came back today. So tomorrow we're taking all the kids to Science City. It's the 50th year anniversary for the Apollo 11 moon landing. So they're gonna have some stuff down there at Science City. So we're gonna go take the little boys for the most part. But I like my kids, man. The twins and Z, the teenagers are real excited about taking their little brothers down there. So that really makes the old man smile. So yeah,
that's what's up. Like I didn't realize it was the anniversary coming up. I had seen on Twitter Ned Yost had been breaking down like some of the science or behind what had happened, and like Ned Yost. Those of you who don't know, Ned Yost is the manager for the Royals that won the World Series in 2015 or whatever.
Shout out.
But he pretty much knew like the procedures like to the point where that motherfucker probably could have been on the fucking crap with him. He's like, all right, so P69 is what they had to do. They had to operate a burn, and they had to go across the Meridian Field to get to
across it.
Like, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit.
Full rotation, 90 degrees.
Right. And so they're in their orbital plateau, and I was like,
what are you talking? You talking about baseball?
This nigga know a little bit more than baseball. God damn.
Yeah, that's good though. Everybody, yeah. I think we all at one point. I mean, not the same dream, but a lot of times the field you end up in may not have been your dream field. So you always, maybe he wanted to be an astronaut when he was a little boy.
Yeah. Or maybe it'd been, but you had more than one dream.
Yeah, you got more than one dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's good stuff though. Yeah, so yeah, even now, the nerd, the nerd, the kid to me is kind of excited too. I've never been to Science City, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a nice little place to be. Yeah, nice little hangout for the kids. So definitely.
So we, you know what? Let's just roll into some of this racism.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been waiting for.
All right, first up. So I know we here on the podcast don't do it, and we tend to hold each other accountable, and society that we discuss and talk about accountable, because I guess people have a revisionist history. Like, I guess prior to Trump, they think that the GOP was never racist.
They're the ones who ended slavery, man.
They wrote
the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment.
They did. But then the little thing called the Southern Strategy came, and then what happened?
Well, it was 100 years later, man. That ain't the same thing.
Ain't the same thing? Okay. I'm going to have my homeboy Colin Powell talk about it.
I'm also troubled by not what Senator McCain says, but what members of the party say. And it is permitted to be said. Such things as, well, you know that Mr. Obama is a Muslim. Well, the correct answer is he is not a Muslim. He's a Christian. He's always been a Christian. But the really right answer is, what if he is? Is there something wrong with being a Muslim in this country? The answer is no. That's not America. Is there something wrong with some 7-year-old Muslim American kid believing that he or she could be president? Yet I have heard senior members of my own party drop this suggestion. He's a Muslim and he might be associated with terrorists. This is not the way we should be doing it in America. I feel strongly about this particular point because of a picture I saw in a magazine. It was a photo essay about troops who were serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. And one picture at the tail end of this photo essay was of a mother in Arlington Cemetery. And she had her head on the headstone of her son's grave. And as the picture focused in, you could see the writing on the headstone. And it gave his awards, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, showed that he died in Iraq, gave his date of birth, his date of death. He was 20 years old. And then at the very top of the headstone, it didn't have a Christian cross. It didn't have a Star of David. It had a crescent and a star of the Islamic faith. And his name was Kareem Rashad Sultan Khan. And he was an American. He was born in New Jersey. He was 14 years old at the time of 9/11. And he waited until he can go serve his country, and he gave his life. Now, we have got to stop polarizing ourselves in this way. And John McCain is as non-discriminatory as anyone I know. But I'm troubled about the fact that within the party, we have these kinds of expressions.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is 2008. So this is when the whole birtherism and before we get deep in what he was saying, I mean, this is one of the times where I say shout out to John McCain, because John McCain was someone who silenced that. Because at his own, like, one of his own rallies, a woman was like, he's a Muslim, and he was like, no, we not gonna do that.
Yeah, that was it wasn't his rally. It was
oh, my bad.
It was a town hall meeting.
There we go.
I want to say, because I remember watching it. I don't remember if it was like a Republican town hall meeting or Barack couldn't have been there, so I don't know if it was one where they go back and forth yet. But it was
just him. I remember it was just him, and he was like leaving, and somebody was like, "He's a Muslim, get rid of him," and he was like, "No, ma'am, we not gonna do that." But then he fucked up, and when he went and got Sarah Palin, and I was like, "Okay, all right."
Well, he was desperate.
He desperate.
He said, "I got the black man running against me. There's this political sentiment to change and have a black man. I gotta throw a woman into the mix to kind of balance that out, man." He was desperate.
But we play these videos and we talk about these just people who talk about being woke and being like, you know, black in an American experience, and here's a man talking about my black experience as a Republican, and I see these things and I say these things, and we're not talking about just some cat off the street. We talking about a fucking 4-star general.
Nigga, we talking about the Secretary of State.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Secretary of State, 4-star general, a man who, let's not forget that Colin Powell had to slip up too, went before the United Nations and said they got them trucks and that yellow cape.
Is that a slip up or is that a good soldier?
That's a good. I mean, but you're a good soldier. But even as a good soldier, they said that I have the right to refuse an unlawful command. Even as a soldier.
I don't want to relitigate the whole Iraq war.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do it either. I get what he was doing. He may have believed in the end.
Based on the evidence they had, no matter how sloppy it was, they may have actually believed that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I will. Yeah, we're just let's not. Yeah, we're not here for that. We're here for racism. We're not here to talk about geopolitical debates about why we ended up in Iraq. Now, you know,
15 years ago.
15 years ago, but it's so, like, to me, when we also talk about the show too, like, the idea of a soldier is not someone who looks like me. It's not someone who looks like, you know, like 30 pieces. It's not someone who looks like 10 meters who also served this country. You know, the idea, like, we get the Patriot and it's a white guy with muscles and blonde hair and all this other shit, and it definitely. I mean, yeah, Colin Powell's beloved by the Republican Party, and after he got a little fire after his appearance here on Meet the Press. Because now when I was watching the clip, I remember this is back in the day when I used to watch Meet the Press, and I realized all this shit was just making me upset. So MSNBC, CNN, I just had to stop watching all that shit. Mm-hmm. But even him just walking down the street is not what people typically think of when they think about the American soldier. It's the John McCains, it's the Pat Tillmans, but I love the fact that he gave the image of a young Muslim man who gave up his life for this country.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I've got good friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who may or may not have been born in America, but grew up in America and believe in the ideals and tenets of America, and then believe in the opportunity that it was promised to afford them, and disheartened regularly by the way we treat people who are American citizens because they're the other.
Yeah.
Including Congresswomen.
Yeah. And it's just crazy, man. Because, like I said, I have served with. Well, I don't know. I mean, we still in the early. I mean, as far as context goes, the early stages of, like, transgender soldiers. But I have served with gay soldiers, Muslim, Mexican, Pakistan, in all colors and varieties of people who are putting their life on the line for this country. And then when I see a president who pretty much says, if you ain't white, you ain't right. I've given 20 years of my life to this country. I put my life on the line 3 times for this country. How do I digest that? How do I just like, okay, I guess that's what we doing. And then when my commander's like, you sure you getting, and like, you know, because in July it'll be my 20 years. I'm getting out. I'm done. And my commander like, you sure you want to be done? And he's a good old country white boy who probably voted for Trump. I don't want to assume, but from all the conversations we had, I'm 95% sure he's voted for Trump. I'm like, this is my boss. My boss is telling brown people to go back where you came from, even though they're fucking American citizens. What do I do with that?
He's horrible, man.
I don't know, man.
He's horrible.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's who he is. But the people, and we'll get into some of this as we go to some of these clips, but the people who continue to make excuses or say he didn't mean that, he didn't mean this, yada, 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 those are the people who are the worst to me. Because this motherfucker was, back when we was talking about, when we was laughing and joking about him winning, or him not being able to win or being president, he was still the same dude. Ain't nothing changed.
But I mean, the reason why he was able to get elected is, like Colin Powell was saying, is that is a sentiment that has been deeply embedded in Republican followers, and they hate to admit this shit. They always say that was Democrats who felt that way. That shit has shifted. Those fuckers, you may not have been one of those people who feel that way, but the people who felt racist and anti-black or anti-immigrant, whatever, have shifted over to your party.
Yep.
And they have infiltrated your party, and they have, put a virus on the fucking agenda of your party, and you, as a partisan, have absorbed all the information, and you feel comfortable with a racist running your party. And I'll put it this way: if he ain't racist, he sure walk like one. Motherfucker sure talk like one.
Hey, what's that? Dave Chappelle skit? You may not be a whore, but you wearing a whore's uniform.
You wearing a whore's uniform, and that shit is damn confusing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean,
go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
Let me give you this man's words. So, Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump. So sad to see the Democrats sticking up for people who speak so badly of our country and who, in addition, hate Israel with a true and unbridled passion. Whenever confronted, they call their adversaries, including Nancy Pelosi, racist. Their disgusting language and the many terrible things they say about the United States must not be allowed to go unchallenged. If the Democrat Party wants to continue to condone such disgraceful behavior, then we look even more forward to seeing you at the ballot box in 2020. That is not the hold on, that's not the continuation of the tweet I was looking for. Here it is. If Democrats want to unite around the foul language and racist hatred spewed from the mouths and actions of these very unpopular and unrepresentative congresswomen, it will be interesting to see how it plays out. I can tell you that they have made Israel feel abandoned by the United States. I am not finding it, but these are tweets that are in the vein of what I was talking about, but I don't think that's exactly the one that kind of set off the fire and fury. But
you talking about the first one when he I know you're talking about. Dang it, I'm I can't really do a good search on Twitter. A lot of my functions have been disabled. I ain't even in the passenger seat. They got me in the back seat of Twitter, dog.
Yes.
Every time I click on something, they be like, your functions have been disabled. Just scroll, dog. Just scroll. I know.
I didn't realize this nigga tweet this goddamn offer, man. This nigga be on his motherfucker.
Bruh, but this the same country that got mad at the god Barack Obama for filling out a damn NCAA bracket.
Yeah.
This the same country.
Same country.
The same country.
Same country. I mean, you know what that is.
And I've never gotten into it. I don't do it. I don't post the Melania Trump versus Michelle Obama because then you get into like body shaming, women shaming, whore shaming. You know, if she was, if she, used to be a nude model, that's fine. I don't care about that. But in the context of Michelle Obama, who is an Ivy League graduate, a lawyer, a good lawyer, you know what I'm saying, who was, for all intents and purposes, was the breadwinner for the Obama family for a hot minute. You know what I'm saying? She had to be perfect and still wasn't enough to be accepted by America.
Right.
She had to be fucking perfect, dog. And they thinking she had her arms out one day. Meanwhile, right. you got Melania Trump at their damn 4th of July thing, who didn't realize it was going to be raining that day, even though the forecast called for rain, out there with no bra on, with a white shirt on, nipples all out. Could you imagine if damn Michelle Obama had something on that showed her nipples?
Nigga, hold on. What was the fucking what was the fucking jacket she had on that one day where she went out to? I think she went out to the border camps.
Oh, she was on her way to the border camp. She got off the plane. It was like, "Do you care?" or something.
Do it look like I give a shit?
Something, dog. Basically, like
some jacket on.
Basically, had like "fuck these brown kids" jacket on. I don't know. Dog, like Michelle Obama had to be perfect. Like, she wanted your kids not to have diabetes, and people was like, called it motherfucking communism, dog. Like, no, I just don't want your kids eating frozen reheated pizza every day in the cafeteria. Let's put some veggies on their plate. Your son is 8 years old, weigh 200 pounds. That's not good.
Not good at all.
Your son is 8 years old and can't run a lap around a track. But she bad? America is crazy, bro. It's
And then hold on. What the fuck happened to Melania's "Stop Bullying" campaign?
She went in the house and she probably got mushed by Trump. Probably mushed her in the face.
Be best. What happened to that? She couldn't run that motherfucker in her household, nigga.
Hey, somebody brought up a good point though. Where's their little son at? I ain't seen that nigga in like a year.
He gotta be like fucking high school age by now, don't he?
I'm saying, where he at?
12 maybe. I don't know. He's supposed to be in the White House.
Where Barron at?
Like, we gotta keep young kids out the conversation, but we knew what the Obama girls were doing. We knew their movements.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't even go to school without somebody having a fit. And then you got the oldest one, out having a little drink, having a good life. Because we ain't talk about her little snitching ass friends that's always with cameras and posting her on social media. But we knew all their movements. Where Barron was Barron real? Is he a little? I think he a robot.
Uh-oh. You going into that territory, bro. I'm gonna save you from your stuff, man. Hold up.
I'm gonna get banned from the internet.
We can't talk about the nigga. That's how you got bounced from Twitter to begin with, nigga. That's why you in Twitter jail now, nigga.
I did call that nigga a bot. Say, you know what? Let me stop. Anyway, we get back on task. But like, it's 2008, and everything Colin Powell saying, man, it's here. It's right there.
It's right the fuck here.
Cause he as a black man, you see the writing on the wall. Oh, the first person of color to have an actual shot at the White House is not an American citizen. Birtherism comes out of nowhere. The Tea Party comes out of nowhere.
Somebody pointed this out to me, man. His mother was white, from Kansas, and obviously an American citizen. And if an American citizen is outside of the country and has a child, that child's automatically an American citizen, no matter what the fuck the birth certificate says, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the whole fucking, I spent all that time just being mad about the shit, but like, nigga, that shit should have been fucking open and shut case. His mom was an American citizen. No matter where the fuck he was born, he's an American. He's a natural born American citizen.
Now, if you and your girlfriend or wife go somewhere while she's pregnant and have a baby, that baby is an American citizen.
I want to say, wasn't McCain on that shit?
Was McCain on what?
Like on like a warship or something like that, or like at a base or something.
Well, I think he was born on a base in like Italy or some. Yeah, he was born on a base somewhere, which is technically they call that American soil.
It says natural born citizen. It does not say born on American soil.
Who, McCain?
The Constitution.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Constitution says natural born citizen. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah.
So if your parents are citizens, if your mom's a citizen, nigga, you a citizen.
Yes.
Born in Hawaii, born in Nigeria, born in the Philippines, wherever the fuck,
you can be born on the fucking. You can be born on the fucking moon, nigga. You a citizen. But it gets all that gets lost though, because the exotic, his father and all this other shit, but it's funny. But we talked about it. We talked about it like as far as like sports goes too. We made jokes about Patrick Mahomes, like when you're and also Tiger Woods, when you're the best of whatever, whether it be golf, football, politics, teaching, whatever you're doing, if there's just a hint of whiteness, you are white. When you're not white, you're not black. There we go. But once you become less than, or there's some, with Tiger Woods, some infidelity here and there, or you become Barack Obama, someone that people fear is going to give Negroes a bunch of handouts. And let's not act silly. Barack Obama was very moderate. He was very moderate. He wasn't extreme on either end. He's just a middle of the road politician as far as like his policies.
He has some progressive policies that I think.
No. I'm saying like,
way, but I would say he tried to in his dealings. He tried to meet people in the middle.
Yeah, I'm saying overall. Like he did have some other things that were, ain't no other president about to be on there talking about my brother's keeper and all this other shit like that. No, that's not gonna happen ever in this lifetime. And then he also had other things too, as far as like
condom distribution.
Yeah,
that shit.
Yeah. And of course HCA, his healthcare initiative. So of course, which are big things. So I shouldn't belittle that. Those are big things. But overall, I mean, I guess I'm trying to say he wasn't as to the left as a lot of people want you to believe. That's what I'm trying to say overall. No, but I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's just weird, but like. In America, you have to be, if you're not the best, you're just another nigga. But if you're the best of us, you gotta wait a minute, your uncle's white? Huh, you must be white then.
Shit, nigga, if I do right, I can pull it off then, huh?
Hey.
I could pass.
Hey, they gonna be like, you gonna be out there with that curly hair looking like Drake, and I'm be like, that nigga ain't. I mean, his mama is white, but come on, y'all, that's what we doing. It's what we doing right now. Okay, I ain't gonna hate.
I don't know. I was looking for the definitive tweet. And I was trying to go through his thread, and I was trying to go through these things. But basically, what the man said was, you got these 4 congresswomen known as the Squad. Mm-hmm. These are freshmen. Mm-hmm. They are not for the bullshit. They're not gonna sit in the back and allow you to, play them like the boo-boo the fool.
Nope.
And chief among those is the notorious AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Ilhan Omar. So she's been very outspoken about certain things. The one thing that she does, so speaking to the Colin quote, this is the one that really gets some right. You know what I'm saying? She's an American citizen. She was born in, I wanted to say Sudan, but I don't think that's right. Somalia. I think she was born in Somalia.
I think she is Somalian.
I think she was born in Somalia on the east coast of Africa. And so she came here as a child and became an American citizen by 19. You know what I'm saying? Or in her teens. You know what I'm saying? And so, she's an American citizen. To be a congresswoman, you have to be at least 25. I'm sure she's, probably upwards of, close to 30. And so she's probably been an American citizen. You know what I saw? She's been an American citizen longer than Melania.
That real facts.
Facts. Melania became a citizen in 06, and I think she was maybe 01 or 02 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even 99. So she's been an American citizen longer than Melania. And what the tweet was, and there's two others to the group. A woman out of Boston. I think we have a video from her name is Presley, Ayanna Presley.
Yep.
Black woman, and then I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's another woman from Detroit, and they're a progressive group. They're not sitting behind, they're not waiting for tenure to allow them to join the committees that they want to be on, to allow them to speak in public settings. They upset an apple cart. They even really get into it with Pelosi on the Democratic side. They're not even waiting for the Democrats to get them the opportunity to speak. They're going to take their opportunities, and they feel like they have a mandate from their constituency to get up there and say what has to be said.
Mm-hmm.
So basically.
Hold on, Joe. I think I found a tweet. The initial, you talking about the initial tweet, which started all this shit show, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. So interesting to see progressive, quote unquote, progressive Democrat congresswomen. Wait a minute, quote unquote progressive. Sorry, Democrat congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, the worst, most corrupt and inept anywhere in the world, if they even have a functioning government at all. Now loudly and viciously telling the people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came from?
Yep, they tell them to go back to Africa.
But now niggas trying to tap dance saying that that's not what he meant, even though that's what he said?
Nigga, he was like, fuck it at first. He let the balls hang out. He said, you know what, I'm not worried about it because a lot of people agree with me.
But like I said on Twitter a long time ago.
A lot of people who agree with you, they have a name for those people. Those people are called racists.
And like I said on Twitter when it first dropped, I'm like, funny that he thinks that 4 brown women who are in the house aren't from America.
Yep.
Well, I guess one isn't. So 3 brown women aren't from America, but they're all American citizens.
From America, she's American.
No, that's what I'm saying. But they're all American citizens. You have to be an American citizen to serve this nation. Whether it be a soldier, whether it be a congressperson, even if you're a soldier, you have to say, I denounce my citizenship to my other country in order to get citizenship and be a soldier here in the United States. You can't be a soldier and have a dual citizenship. You can't do it.
Right. Cortez, AOC has Puerto Rican roots, but she's from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Rashida Tlaib is the one I couldn't remember before. She's from Detroit. She's got Palestinian roots.
Yep.
But she's from Detroit. Presley is straight up black. Nigga, like, hold the fuck up. The old girl from Boston, she one of us. So what you trying to really say? You trying to say black folks need to go back? You know, we didn't come over here voluntarily, so that's some of the crazy shit. So the only one who falls under that go back scenario would be Ilhan Omar, and again, she's been a citizen longer than
his wife,
the first lady. Yeah. Ilhan Omar, the only one who falls under that category, and she's been here longer than the first lady.
Yeah, but the fact that here we are, but I know you're not doing it, but the fact that we have to qualify that is very troubling. Very troubling.
Yeah, because Colin Powell said it. We got fucking racists in the Republican Party.
Yep.
And we got the worst kind of racists. The kind of racists who don't even know that they're racist, man. Like, if you're going to be racist, just go ahead and do the shit, man. It's like, nigga, like, fuck you, nigga. I understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's that nice racism we can understand. We on one accord. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. Yeah. But don't sit here and say some racist shit and then vote. And then fucking have a House resolution and I'm going to vote, nah, the president ain't racist when the nigga said the hallmark of all races go back to Africa shit.
Like I told one dude when I was in the military, dog, just wear your white sheet to work. That way I know what I'm fucking with. Don't come to me with these half-hearted bullshit ideologies and trying to explain to me who racist, who ain't racist. That whole, you know, we just talked about it with the Democrats. I'm like, dog, first of all, you acting like I'm stupid, like I don't know the history of this nation. I have been forced to learn the history of this nation.
Well, nigga, you ain't from here, man. You from another country. I didn't figure you knew the history of America because you from Africa, right?
Yeah, like I told him, I said, and he got mad. I said, nigga, shit, put a cape on and be real mad, nigga. Hey, dog, just wear your white sheet so I know who you are. Wear your white. That's why I know who I'm fucking with, dog. Let's not pretend.
Did you ever find out if old boy that did the Heritage Not Hate rally? Did you ever find out if that was a soldier you knew?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't because I think that dude, he was like in the Navy or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in a different branch.
All right.
And he was an older white dude too, so this dude would have been like around the same age as me. Because he was like a lieutenant, and I think he was like a lieutenant, like 30 something. So we would have been around the same age. Yes, I dug into it. I was about to be like, "Ooh, what is this?"
Nigga, I'm about to come back to work and fuck with you.
Yeah, I'm about to be in his office. Like, hey man, I seen your little
rally you had over there over the weekend. Your little activities over the weekend.
Nah, I just would have showed up and hold on. Thank you for getting the boys. My bad. I've been like, yeah, man. And I put a big cross outside in front of the drill hall that we can set on fire later on this evening if you want to.
Right.
So. But even in there, there's still. I mean, the fact that it shouldn't surprise me, but I guess because I'm in the organization, that there are just racists within the military is still always amazing to me. But I mean, it is.
Nigga, the fucking occupant is a racist.
The occupant is a racist. And also for all our listeners out there, from here on out, we will not be calling him the president. He'll either be known as the occupant, or because Joe's much nicer than me, or just that orange piece of shit that lives in the White House. Is what I want to call him.
There you go. I think that's a perfect segue to go ahead and cue up Miss Presley.
Miss Presley? Hold
on. Let's hear what she had to say about it in defense of being sent back to Africa. You know, that she ain't never been to, probably.
Yeah, that's the other too. I'm like, I ain't never been to Africa. I don't know what am I supposed to do there. But breaking news. Let's go live to Capitol Hill right now.
Well, first I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. And I want to send a message of gratitude and thanks to the solidarity that we have received from every corner of our country. from our colleagues to our neighbors. We are grateful for your solidarity, your encouragement, and your support in the face of the most recent xenophobic, bigoted remarks from the occupant of our White House. I will always refer to him as the occupant, as he is only occupying space. He does not embody the grace, the empathy, the compassion, the integrity that office requires and that the American people deserve. That being said, I encourage the American people and all of us in this room and beyond to not take the bait. This is a disruptive distraction from the issues of care, concern, and consequence to the American people. That we were sent here with a decisive mandate from our constituents to work on. Everything from reducing the cost of prescription drugs, to addressing our affordable housing crisis, to ensuring that the American people have more than health insurance, but health care. More recently, thanks to the partnership of Chairman Elijah Cummings and the advocacy of myself and a coalition of advocates I've worked with for decades, we held the first hearing on childhood trauma. And in sitting in that hearing, as we heard about the many manifestations and iterations of childhood trauma, in the wake of...
No disrespect, but she's sitting. Anyway, I'm out.
Public health crisis and epidemic that is gun violence, in the wake of PTSD, in the wake of those battling substance abuse disorder and a host of other things, it was impossible not to think of the trauma that is being inflicted upon children every day at our border. At the end of the day, if we improve the conditions of children in a cage, they are still in a cage.
Damn it.
And we are viscerally, vigorously, and fundamentally opposed to the criminalizing, the vilifying, the mass detention and deportation of migrant families who are simply doing what is their legal human right, and that is to seek asylum. In the tradition of who we say we are as a country, a beacon of light and hope and of refuge. This is simply a disruption and a distraction from the callous, chaotic, and corrupt culture of this administration all the way down. We want to get back to the business of the American people and why we were sent here, reducing the cost of prescription drugs, addressing the public health crisis and epidemic that is gun violence, addressing the racial wealth gap, and yes, making sure that families stay together. I also would like to just underscore the fact that despite the occupant of the White House attempts to marginalize us and
Nigga, why she go full Jesse Jackson on this nigga? She said the violent, the vociferous, the vile.
I got flashbacks to like not Malcolm X's speeches, but like Denzel playing Malcolm X, dog. Like
right.
Just she got they got. I mean, of course, Nancy ain't gonna put her out there, but they gotta get her out there more, dog. She good,
dude. She's legit, man. Yeah, I was like, oh, I need to learn this woman's name. That's Ayanna Presley right there.
She good.
Nah, man, straight up. Like she's AOC. She out there in the pack, man. She do her thing. You know what I'm saying? But this woman right here got some talent too, man. She not for the bullshit.
I'm gonna finish the last 34 seconds. We already got.
Go ahead.
To silence us, please know that we are more than 4 people. We ran on a mandate to advocate for and to represent those ignored, left out, and left behind. Our squad is big. Our squad includes any person committed to building a more equitable and just world. And that is the work that we want to get back to. And given the size of this squad and this great nation, we will not be silenced.
Yeah, she good.
Nigga, the squad
will not be stopped.
It's growing every day. It ain't the 4 of us. It's the 4 million of us.
The 4 million of us.
The 40 million of us. Nigga, we ain't for the bullshit.
But yeah, man, that's. And then it's like, how do you listen to that press conference, that speech, and say they hate America? How do you do that?
It's wild because the same way you got into America, got into the office, was saying you need to make America great again.
Right.
That sounds to me like you're saying things are not right with America and they need to be fixed. That's the same thing they doing, man. They say, hey, we love America, but this is not the America that America could be. We need that more perfect union that is promised by the Constitution, man. And we're not there yet. And we're continuing to strive for it, but we're not there. And if you're talking about make America great, that's the same plea.
It is.
You have a different vision of what makes America great, but that's all they saying. We want a Green New Deal. We remember the New Deal. America was great when we fixed America's problems with the New Deal, and we found joblessness where we made jobs. We found in that opportunity to create joblessness. Well, let's create infrastructure. Kansas City still has a city hall and a Jackson County courthouse that were built on money from the New Deal. You know what I'm saying?
But hey,
why the fuck we can't do the same thing to build infrastructure in America now, so that instead of relying upon foreign oil, which goes up and down as OPEC sneezes, and especially if you talk about this anti-Islamic situation where people are upset about that, if there's real negative sentiment towards America, the way they can harvest is through our wallets and affecting OPEC prices. Well, let's stop needing the shit, and let's develop green energy that will not force us to frack in our own backyards and cause cancer situations.
You sound like a socialist right now, Joe.
I sound like a social studies teacher.
Hey, Joe, the New Deal wasn't meant for niggas, so
I feel it.
I don't understand what these brown people talking about.
There's a Green New Deal though.
I know what you're saying though.
this the New Deal, nigga, the new shit.
Yeah, but people want to act like the
there was a black cabinet too during the New Deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Mary McLeod Bethune was a part of it. So they tried.
They tried.
It was baby steps.
It's baby steps. It was real shit. I don't even call them steps. Baby on their knees. Nigga, baby rolling around on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But no, but it's like, how do you? I get why you do it, because it's a brown face saying it.
That was America in crisis, and America showed its greatness by addressing those crises in a bold fashion through government intervention in the economy.
Right.
Let's make America great again. Let's get the government involved in the economy again. Let's stimulate this, and let's build infrastructure for the next 70 years.
Yeah, but you
let's make America great that way.
But you and I both know that once you start putting a little bit of brown into the cream, and the coffee starts to darken for the most part, for a horrible analogy, that there are a lot of white citizens out there that think that means they get less also. Yeah. That means that you're going to take from me.
We're gonna take away your old-fashioned coal job where you got black lung out this bitch.
Let's not even talk about that, dog. like when you see that, he was running, and we're gonna bring coal back, and I'm like, you're not gonna bring coal back. Ain't gonna be no coal. Ain't no coal, nigga.
Coal miners will vote for you. That's what that's about.
But then you got Barack Obama talking about this, get, let's open up these, back in the day, because we just talked about, like, when I was at Ruskin, they had a Voltec. Let's open these Voltecs back. Let's get you, some of these tech jobs. You had some different trades, and people are like, no, I don't want that. I'm gonna go fucking dig a hole into a mountain and die when I'm 50.
Well, that's another thing the squad want, man. The squad, in the vein of, Elizabeth Warren, fucking your boy Bernie. The squad is talking about let's go ahead and get free college.
Yeah.
Let's go and erase that debt. You know what I'm saying?
But then you got people. But hold on though, there are really people out there saying, "Well, I don't want that because I had to pay for college."
That is so fucking foolish.
That's foolish.
That is so fucking foolish.
I'm not gonna say that for my children. My children, I'm like, if my twins, if my two boys, if I have any other children, if they can live in a world where they're not saddled with $100,000 worth of debt before they even own any property or rent any property, why wouldn't I be for that?
Because I'm an ass. And I'm a racist ass at that because it didn't come. It got from a white man, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and I got the first two. I got lucky. You know what I'm saying? With Amaya being able to play basketball and Zakiya, and he's still smart. Don't get it twisted. He's still smart as fuck. But
and she still can hoop.
Yeah, and on the other end, Zakiya is she's smarter than me. She just ain't got the life skills that I got, but she's smarter than me, and she can still hoop too. She be sending me text messages like, and then she even says, "Well, yeah, they're all nerds down here," but like they go to the little rec center. She was up at the University of Nebraska with her little internship, and she was like, "I was giving them buckets, Daddy." So they didn't want me to play, and she said by the second game they was like, "I better guard her. She a shooter." She got that mid-range, dog. I told her, I said, hey, everybody can shoot the three. Everybody, for far as boys, everybody can dunk. But the art of the mid-range jump shot has been lost. Yeah. Get you a good mid-range, you'll be deadly. And she listened. Yeah. She listened to me, dog.
Yeah. I thought she was the back to the basket type girl, man. God, put that ass on your
she do that too.
You about to pay.
That's the first thing I taught her was that drops because she's strong, but she's not tall. You know what I'm saying? So she can still like most tall, like cause a lot she get down. She played the 4 in the 5. She can play the 3, 4, and the 5. So if she get down to 4 and the 5 territory, she don't get her a big white girl son that's like fucking 6'2". They gonna be able to block a shot. But that's why I told her, okay, so you out there, you can D them up, but on the offensive side, you're a liability. You got to get you a good mid-range jump shot. That way, you get them out the paint, and you give your big room to operate. And she listened.
That's how that's done. That's called floor spacing.
No, she listened. I'm like, if you can get 2-3 feet outside the paint, catch the ball and shoot.
Don't sit up in the short corner.
Yeah.
I'll set up in the short corner and give you people a little room to drive, a little big man, a little room to operate down there. We set up a triangle.
No. If you deli from the top of the key, if you deli from the free throw line, you giving your big room to operate. As soon as that ball comes to the top of the free throw line, the triangle is now set. So now somebody got to come out and respect your little mid-range jump shot, little bounce pass down to the post. Or kick it back out to the corner 3. What we gonna do with it? What we gonna do?
Right. We really down a rabbit hole.
Oh, my bad, dog.
Come on. I know we talking about our babies.
My bad. The coach in me came out. Hey, dog. When I seen her.
Oh, you.
When I seen her hitting the mid-range jump shots when she was in high school, I almost cried, dog. My bad.
Come on back.
My bad. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'm sorry, fans of the show. My bad. We are talking about our babies and black daddies. Black daddies do matter. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Back to the point. It's crazy to see this. It's crazy to see America that says, "Give me your poor, give me your this, give me your that. Come to us." But if you're brown,
your starving masses yearning for freedom.
Yeah, but if you're brown, hold on a second.
We're gonna throw you in the cage, Rich.
And then on top of that, though, like I like the fact that if you listen to her speech, excuse me, if you listen to her speech, she didn't even get into the adults. She talked about just the kids.
Yeah, man.
Just the kids. Like, even if you improve, like, hey, to quote the now crazy Kanye West, even if you in the bins, you still a nigga in a coop. Even if you improve the conditions, you still a kid in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we'll get him some toothpaste.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. That might be a lot. I don't know if we get him toothpaste. We might get like one little soap on a rope and let them niggas pass it around.
They passing around the same rag to all them kids. And matter of fact, we didn't even talk about your boy Matt. Did we talk about it last week? No, we didn't. Your boy Mike Pence went down there.
Yeah, no, we did. We talked about it last week.
We did talk about it. You're right. My bad.
We did.
But it's this the country I'm fighting for.
Yep. Proudly.
And so sometimes, like, when I hear, like, these so-called quote-unquote half-woke-ass blacky blacks talking about ain't no black man be in America's army, I'm like, I kind of hear what you're saying. Damn, live podcast now.
We just edited.
All right. Damn, live podcast now. Damn, live podcast now.
We just edited.
All right. Damn, live podcast now. Damn, live podcast now.
We just edited.
It's gonna be crazy, man, because we really are setting up enemies at our borders, or at our border. Because, as somebody pointed out, if it's all about illegal immigration, why are we only targeting the brown population? Why are we not in these Irish communities, in Asian communities? And it would still be just as bad either way. Why is it just Hispanic or brown people or Dominicans or whatever, just people who are brown who are being targeted by ICE when illegal immigration goes across the board?
Or 21 Savage.
Yeah. Good day, Mike.
Right.
I'm just saying though, but that speaks to the racism. That's like it's not in the policy, but it's an unspoken policy where it's about keeping people who are not European, or I guess for some part Asian, because they're thought to be the superior race when it comes to brown people, out of America.
Yeah, I mean, we have a long and rich history of discriminating against certain immigrants, man. Mm-hmm. Chinese Exclusion Act. You know, there was a year back in the 1800s where they allowed 10 people from China into the country. Nigga, 10. Like, 10. You could probably name
10.
Name the niggas that they let in the country.
10.
And so, I mean, just like...
But then when people say America isn't built on... Like there was a dude, but before I got banned from Twitter, there was a dude on there who with his whole chest said, I can't believe Donald Trump would say this. Our forefathers would not stand for this. And I'm like, the forefathers that had slaves, nigga?
Yeah.
Them forefathers? But it's the whitewashing and the dumbing down of, we talked about on the podcast before.
Nigga, like, we talked about the shit last week. Fucking Jackson led the Trail of Tears. He had the original internment camp.
Yes. But also,
that was a fucking Holocaust. That wasn't even an internment camp. That was fucking real concentration camp. Niggas.
Yes.
Several motherfuckers died on the Trail of Tears.
A bunch. Several families, several generations. But we talk about
fucking history.
But you talk about you're in the classroom, the dumbing down, the softening of American history. Like you talk about how you try to, like, I see what the books say, but let's really talk about what's going on here. Because if you got common sense and you read the book, you should see that there's some shit being left out. Let's talk about it.
I think the books do a better job in this day and age of addressing that shit. I think certain teachers skip over the chapters they don't want to fucking talk about.
There we go. You know, you're right. You're right. But there are books. There are also states that try to exclude certain things from books. Also,
yeah.
Texas is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to have curriculum that addresses everybody, so we don't end up in a situation where you think here that when you have this opinion that the only true Americans are white Americans. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that there were several people who going. I believe I don't remember if it was her or one of the other ones from Squad who talked about the rich fabric that has gone into making America. This is woven in with people who are, Chinese in descent. You know what I'm saying? Built the railroads and
everybody
and have brought certain economic opportunities over here. You talk about African Americans here who helped build the empires of the South for free and haven't been compensated for that.
Yeah.
You got Hispanic people who have come up here and certain lands that we had claimed from Hispanic people. They didn't call them immigrants when we took the land, California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, all that shit was Mexico.
Yeah.
Not some territory. Nigga, that shit was fucking Mexico.
And we said, nah, we want this. This looks nice.
But, yeah, we're gonna have that.
and shout out to some of our Irish brothers who came and held it down on the East Coast.
Yeah.
For a hot minute.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a long, rich history of nativism, of xenophobia, of just not pulling up the bridge. You know what I'm saying? We the old, the only people who are not immigrants, and we all know this is Native Americans.
Yes.
Everybody else need to go back to where they came from. So when we sit here and talk about send her back, we have Chance in North Carolina talking about send her back, send your bitch ass back.
That might. if only Apple wouldn't block the podcast, I would say that should be the name of the show. Send your bitch ass back. but yeah, exactly. It's like, but yeah, to the point of but I think a lot of people get into it, and we're like sold this idea of George Washington chopping down the cherry tree and no lies and all this shit, and it's like that nigga had slaves.
Yep,
Thomas Jefferson was fucking a slave.
That nigga didn't have slaves. Oh, did I tell you? I told you the time I went to fucking.
We talked about it on the podcast.
How they try to change up the fucking narrative?
Yeah, bro.
How they
Benjamin Franklin was a known freak who was known to visit whorehouses.
Right.
No, go ahead.
No, he was always up in brothels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he was out here trying to mag bitches down. But now that motherfucker. When I went to fucking Mount Vernon.
Yeah, there we go.
Vernon, they was over here talking about enslaved butlers.
Those are slaves.
Nigga, that's a slave.
That's a slave.
Don't try to lighten the fucking shit up. He's an enslaved butler. As if that nigga's a butler by trade. He chose to go the enslaved route.
He went to Butler school, nigga.
Nigga went to Butler University or something.
Butler. Somebody gonna call to the show, but like there is actually a Butler University, sir, and we know, motherfucker. It's not what we was talking about.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
so the enslaved gardener. Nigga, what the fuck? That's a fucking field hand, nigga. What the fuck you talking about?
But that's what we're talking about though. Like the softening of history, the softening of not wanting to offend people who look like the people who own slaves, and that's where we get to this point where some guy on Twitter is like, well, the forefathers would never say send her back, and then my dumb ass is like, yeah, because somebody got to pick this cotton.
Nigga, send her into the fucking chains.
Send her into the field, nigga. Send her into the hot box.
We ain't about to waste this good labor.
Oh.
Shit. Nah, I think Omar, man, she got them features, man. She might have been a house nigga. They'd try to change her name to Bessie or something.
Yeah, Omar kind of light skinned, and then I said very disrespectfully to Ayana. She's sitting, but she does have some features that probably would have had her in the bed. Like, let's get the bed warm for everybody.
Oh, sister girl, man. Yeah, they probably would get something, man.
But anyway, that's sad. That's sad, but that's America.
Yeah.
So we talked about like a lot of the racism leading to it with Colin. Then we talked about the squad. So let's get to some of the aftermath. The great brother Emmanuel Cleaver from the great state of Missouri, specifically Kansas City, Missouri.
So so basically what had happened was that Trump had his tweets. He told these 4 congresswomen to go back to Africa. It's a huge violation of decorum rules within the DC circle to basically be saying those type of racist things. And so the House decided to call for a resolution. The House is ran by Democrats, Nancy Pelosi being the majority leader. And so what had happened was she, in one of her speeches in front of the House, calling for the president to get, slap on the wrist to me. I don't necessarily get how this is supposed to be important. I guess for historians, they said they hadn't had a resolution of admonishment for the president in over 100 years. So this is saying, hey, when historians read this 50 years from now, we're going to find out that, hey, there were people who stood up to Trump because Trump was doing some wrong things. So for history's sake, yeah, but for reality, it's a slap on the wrist. Let's admonish the president, She gets up in her speech and Pelosi calls him a racist. And so then that might be a violation of House rules. To talk about another member of the government in unflattering terms. You know what I'm saying? Elizabeth Warren got sent out for something similar a couple years ago. Right. Because she read Rosa Parks' letter. You know what I'm saying? So some Republican gets up and has something to say about Nancy Pelosi calling the president racist, and they want her testimony stricken from the record. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Hold on, pimp. So this is the same House, Senate, all that shit, where a man stood up at the State of the Union and called the president a liar? Or said you lied?
The same one. The same party.
Same area of the nation.
The same nigga, the same chamber.
No, I'm just saying the same. I mean the same area, like it's like DC.
Nigga, that's the room they were fucking in.
This room they were in.
They were in that room.
In that room.
When a nigga stood up and called the black president a liar.
A liar. Okay, I'm just checking now. I was making sure because I thought it might have been a different place. I'm just making sure.
In that fucking room, nigga.
Okay.
So my pastor, Rev.
Because I'm an atheist, but it still made me smile when you said it.
That's my pastor. That's Rev.
It made me smile.
So Rev gets up. Rev is he been we in the 5th district have sent Rev down there a couple times now. You know what I'm saying? And so he's been a leader in the Congressional Black Caucus. He's kind of moving up in the leadership. And so he was presiding over the ceremonies. And when he comes home, it's always a treat to hear him speak back at the home church. He always talks about civility. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely a Democrat. He definitely thinks that Donald Trump is uncouth and does things, saying completely erroneous, and he has a backwards way of doing things, and it always comes out in his speeches, and it's but he always does it in a funny way. But like his main thing is, we've gotten away from civility. It's about tribalism now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's my gang versus it's Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? My Pretty gang much. Versus your gang. Republicans versus Democrats, red and blue. And so, they asked him to preside over this meeting. And basically, when this man stands up and wants to call out, Pelosi for calling the president racist, when other people on the other side do the same, if not worse. And what they did to Barack Obama was way worse, like you said. Stand up and call him racist in the State of the Union dress.
The State of the Union, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Rev had enough. Emmanuel Cleaver basically said that's enough for me. So you can go ahead and play the clip now.
But I don't have nothing to add to that. But beautiful setup. I'm pushing play.
To join us in condemning the president's racist tweets.
I request that the gentlewoman's words are unparliamentary and request that it be taken down.
We don't ever want to pass up, it seems, an opportunity to escalate. And that's what this is. I dare anybody to look at any of the footage and see if there was any unfairness. But unfairness is not enough, because we want to just fight. I abandon the chair.
That was powerful.
I ain't playing no other Fox shit. But so hold on. I'm gonna, because the clip is so short, I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit. So you have
Rev just basically dropped the mic. He dropped the gavel.
Because some of you might be like, what just happened? So Joe set up the whole before this. So basically, you have Pelosi speaking, followed by Emmanuel Cleaver saying, "Yeah, fuck this."
Well, there was a Republican in there who made an objection before that. But yeah, then Cleaver basically steps up and says, "You know what? I'm out."
But you like how they made the Republicans' rejection so like you don't even know what happened. Mm-hmm. This is Fox News though, so I hate the clip comes from there, but it is what it is.
In condemning the president's racist tweets.
I request that the gentlewoman's words are unparliamentary and request that it be taken down.
We don't ever want to pass up, it seems, an opportunity to escalate. And that's what this is. I dare anybody to look at any of the footage and see if there was any unfairness. But unfairness is not enough, because we want to just fight. I abandon the chair.
That was powerful.
Dog, that is the blackest of blackest daddies saying, I just want to come home, read my paper, eat my food, and not be bothered with none of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, man, I love Rev. Rev is a treasure, man.
No, it reminds. Did you ever watch what's the Brad Pitt movie? The Tank movie that he had. Damn it! You keep talking about
Brad Pitt movie, Tank movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, I want Fury.
Yeah, Fury. Like one of my favorite scenes is them after they I guess quote unquote took over the village, and they're up in those women's rooms, and they're making breakfast. He's reading his paper. He's with the guy that's newly assigned to the unit, and they're just like chilling. And then of course the two like real hardcore soldiers that been with him all along come in there, just basically being for the niggas for the most part. And he gets mad, and he's just like, I just wanted to have a normal day while at war, which seems strange to people who've never been in war, but it's just like I just wanted 5 minutes of normal, just being normal. That's all I wanted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't know, it's not the same, but like right there, he's like, you can see like Emmanuel Cleaver just being like, we really can't agree on this. We can't agree that what he said was wrong. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with all this shit.
Mic drop.
So you really about to sit here and tell me that what the president said wasn't wrong? So instead of me showing my black ass in front of the world, I'm just gonna be like, okay, pimp, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. That's how I took it.
Yeah, I basically, I mean, he went on to, I think, CNN, and he went on to Fox, and basically, because I was in San Jose eating breakfast at the hotel when I looked up. I said, "Hey, there go Rev on the screen." You know what I'm saying? I figured he's a congressman, so it might have been for anything. I didn't realize that he was deeply involved in the debate. And when I say involved in debate, he wasn't necessarily a combatant taking a side. I mean, he's with the Democrats, obviously,
right?
But he was presiding over the hearing. He had been asked to do so because of his stance on civility, and so he had been admonishing both sides equally. So he admonished Republicans, but he also admonished Democrats for their acts, being a Democrat, and so it got to the point where it was like too damn catty, and he's like, "Look, I got better things to do. Better things to do. I don't look. You keep on arguing if you want to, which they did, but I'm not going to be associated with it. If it don't stop the argument, if it brings attention to the need for civility, great. If it doesn't do anything for that, fine. That's fine too. But for my own mental peace, I got to go."
Yeah, but it's not lost on me too. Also, in a society or in America, that like, damn it, but we have me and James have a friend from the old days of Cred, who I actually wrote to her spokesperson in the House. She's from Kansas. And their big thing was they never denounced that that what the president said was racist. They basically said that this is a nation of free speech. So it's just funny, in a nation of free speech, where you say that someone's racist, but here we are at the very core of where rules and laws are made. They say, well, you should be denounced because you use free speech to say that the president was being racist.
I mean, but they have rules within the. No, they have to. They have. I mean,
you have to have. No, again, you have to have rules, but it's just
fucking. You go back. Thaddeus Stevens or Charles Sumner, I forget which one it was. I want to say Sumner got beat with a fucking cane back before the Civil War. They had a fight. They had a fight. This nigga beat his ass with a cane, split his head open and shit. Right. These niggas, they can't devolve into that type of argument. No, they have to keep it civil to keep the business of America moving.
I get that,
they have to go by certain decorum.
No, I get that, but all I'm getting out of this is everything else is cool, but except for calling the white man a racist who said racist shit. So because I remember that story too, but as the less informed citizens of America,
when you say that, that's the president talking about members of Congress the same way.
Correct. But so
when a member of Congress called a president back, now it's a problem. But the president can call out these members of Congress and tell them to go back.
4 brown women specifically. Mm-hmm. But then you got Nancy Pelosi. That's a whole nother thing, dog. It's about to devolve into something that we didn't want to devolve. Like, you got Nancy Pelosi who was shaming them, and then the president gave her the.
Well, that's a power struggle, man. Because they come in and they doing their own fucking thing, and they dude, I was going through it today. I was looking at the Twitter followers. I say between Presley and the girl from Detroit, I can't remember her name. They got about, between the two of them, they got about 1 million followers. Omar got about 1.2 million followers, and AOC got about 4 and some change. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They have the ear of America, and they just walked in the door in January. You know what I'm saying?
Because they spitting that real. They're not catering, and hopefully they'll never get to that point. But once
they
the
speaking
money,
truth to power, man. They speaking truth to power.
I hear you, but once that money start kicking in, then what? If it does,
that money might come at them. But I'm saying they feel like they hear on a mandate, man. They feel like there's things more important. Some things are more important than money, and I feel like those four.
I hear you, but at one point in time, Kanye West also made sense to everybody.
It may happen, but I'm saying in the here and now,
Oh, the here and now, we gotta ride them. I mean, not like that, America, but we gotta. They
may become the new establishment. What they're doing though is they're upsetting the hierarchy.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's making the people who are the swamp monsters up in D.C. We talking about drain the swamp. They here to drain the swamp. Matter of fact, that's how AOC got into power. They had somebody who, I don't remember his name, but he was high up in the leadership. He was probably, if Pelosi had stepped down, he may have been the New Yorker from whatever district she represents, might have moved up and become the new speaker. But she out-primaried him in that district and basically, took out one of the most powerful Democrats in the Congress. And she's bringing a new attitude and a new agenda, and she's changing the way things are done. And it's not okay to be here and be establishment and be for the status quo. We're not here to maintain the status quo. The status quo is not working for a lot of Americans.
I agree fully.
And so that's what she's here to do. And Pelosi doesn't like it because I'm a creature of habit. I want my things to run the way they're supposed to. This is not how it was when I got it, when I was a freshman congressman or congresswoman. I wanted to go that way, and we should work our way up into it. But her constituents are not for that. The American public is not for that. The American public is saying, "Yo, this has got to change. It's got to change now."
The American public is saying this is all fucked up.
Yeah, not when my congressman gained some respect to the chair of the House who's been there for 20 years. I don't care about how they work within you 435 people. For us, they need to go do the people's business right now. And so the squad is saying, hey, we're not here for your little games when it comes to seniority. We here to do my people's work. I came here with a mandate. That's what Presley said. I came here with a mandate. And I'm here to execute that mandate. I'm here for the people.
I agree. But I'm not gonna say but. I just hope they can keep the same energy because America needs it.
You know what? If they don't keep the same energy, they have set the precedent for the next AOC, the next Presley, the next Omar, the next Tlaib is her name, to step in and do the same thing.
I agree. I just hope I hope even if they get changed, the next AOC, the next I don't mispronounce the name, Alana. Am I saying that right? I hope they don't get discouraged because the people who influenced them got changed. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Could we need that? We need, whether it be women of color, whether it be young white dudes, whether it be brothers who are woke, whoever it is, transgender, gay, whoever it is, we need more people, as you said, and other people have said before you, speak to power.
Speak truth to power. The founding fathers set up the House of Representatives to be close to the people. That's why they are elected every 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there for 20 years and you've been elected several times over, and you have gotten to the point where you're an elite, and you have forgotten to represent the voice of the people, you got to be elected every 2 years. And we, our memories are maybe too short to remember what the House.
No, I'm joking saying the Senate, but just like, yeah, because all them motherfuckers been bought and paid for 2 times over.
Well, that's the thing. The Senate's a different animal. But what I'm saying is the House is designed by the founding fathers. The senators may be able to be a little bit above that because I might say something tricky, and then I got 6 years to change the narrative.
Right.
And you may forget about what I said 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But the House is every 2 years, and we remember, hey, that dude disrespected, my passions, my hopes, my dreams. And so, therefore, I'm going to remember that come election day. And so if I am not doing the people's work, it's time for a new voice. The House was designed to do that. But then the way, when they get down there, the House leadership wants to have this old boy system. And that's counterintuitive to what the Founding Fathers had basically set up for a body that was close to the people, that was responsive to the people's wills. The Senate is supposed to be a little bit removed.
No,
they should be able to breathe and be able to think maybe about bigger picture. But the House is supposed to be sitting here and close to the people and doing what the people say. The people are saying right now, by putting the AOCs, the Ayanna Presleys, the Omars in there,
but Brother Joe
leaves in there, that we need change, and we're not gonna wait for another 6 years, another 8 years, another 12 years. We want to change now.
Brother Joe, I hear what you're saying, but the Founding Fathers didn't think it'd be like a bunch of brown women and niggas in the house either.
That ain't got shit. You know what?
I know. I'm joking. It's a poor joke. It's a poor joke, Joe. I know you own one, but it's a poor joke.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Hey, somebody, there was, I ain't gonna say her name, but, she doesn't work at, so I told you we have like, different representatives that come in and staff our cases sometimes, because they are the, people who are they are the subject matter experts with the equipment that we work with sometimes. And she had listened to our podcast, and she was like, "You and your friend Joe y'all should be in politics." I'm like, the world ain't ready for me and Joe to be in goddamn politics. Fuck it. I like, you like me, and Joe is much more reasonable and knowledgeable about history than I am. It wouldn't work, because Joe be up there being reasonable. And then I'd be like, man, fuck this. That motherfucker racist. And then Joe be like, yeah, he is racist. And then it just goes all downhill from there.
we would definitely have to be on two separate campaigns. We could be running on the same ticket, nigga.
No. we would just cannibalize each other. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
I'd be like, hey, we should do the right thing. And Roger comes through like, nah, fuck that. That nigga a bitch.
That nigga a bitch.
That nigga is a bitch.
And then Joe be like, he is a bitch. I didn't want to say it, but now that you said it. And then James, James would be there supporting us, and he'd be like, yeah, fuck everybody. And they be like, isn't that your brother? He'd be like, yeah, and now we fighting. So
now we fighting. Yeah, it's gonna be Thaddeus Stevens and Charles Sumner and them all over again. Nigga. We gonna be straight up brawling.
Yeah. I like, it wouldn't work. I won't work. Just let Joe if he wants to go into politics, he do it on his own, and I'll just support him. And we'll delete.
We had a politician on the podcast. What happened to Frank, man?
I don't know. Frank don't like us no more.
He was the oh man, damn.
I'm joking.
Frank, he was the nominee.
Frank had a baby. Frank and his wife had a baby, and Frank just doing them daddy duties, dog.
Daddy duties,
dog. That could be a whole other podcast.